This video was uploaded by Jethrospect to their channel. This is what he wrote about the capture. An amateur historian was exploring a local ruin called Smoky when he came across a new, expensive camera that was simply left in the middle of the ruined building. When he took the camera home and examined the footage, what he saw gave him chills. Captured in the sometimes frantic filming were sights of looming black shapes. These figures, which appeared to be wearing robes and hoods, took up entire doorways and seemed to be bearing the cameraman's way. The historian placed the camera in police custody, but hadn't heard from an owner. Subsequent visits to the ruin have brought no answers, and no trace of the camera's owner. These entities are very large, definitely at least 8 feet tall, and appear to tower over any regular human. There are no distinct features to any of them, which is the norm for shadow figures. It is hard to say, but it looks like they may all be wearing large black robes. Do you think these are all humans involved in some sort of cult or secret society that is using these ruins? And what do you make of the story of the camera? Who knows what was going on that night? Now we are following the team of Kaka Sobrenatural, who ventures to a supposedly haunted family home. It is said that a terrible tragedy unfolded in this house, and apparently housing the spirits of its violent past. After setting up their equipment, the team checks out every room in this place, and slowly but surely, some unusual activity unfolds. It all starts with really odd noises. However, their camera captured something else that nobody saw at the time.
Gente, a família conta que quando eles estavam pousando nessa casa, aparecia um senhor sentado na poltrona dando risada, sorrindo. E isso era muito assustador, tanto que eles nunca mais quiseram pousar dentro dessa casa.
Fazer uma manifestação agora com a gente? Estamos na total escuridão.
Sentindo um cheiro de queimado. Cheiro de queimado. Eu não tô sentindo aqui um cheiro de queimado.
Como se tivesse uma fiação, queimar, algum lugar pegando fogo. Nossa, olha.
Ó.
Oh, pegou o quê? Cara, pegou. Desculpa ter acendido a lanterna. Alguma coisa me pegou nas costas, cara. Eu senti assim como se tivesse passado.
Seemingly on edge, and after hearing and even smelling things, the unthinkable unfolds.
Sensacional, cara, a visão noturna.
Nossa, cara, você viu?
Nossa! Cara do céu!
Meu Deus, Sandro. Nossa, cara, você viu?
Did you see that? A creepy-looking apparition is peeking at our investigators from the living room. It appears as if that thing is coming straight out of the wall, hovering over the sofa. Could this be the sinister ghost that the family has seen before in this residence? Quite terrifying how the eyes reflect back, isn't it? As always, I invite you to check out the whole investigation on their channel. This video was recorded by a user called Cable Car Spy, and she states that one night when she was home alone in the house, she heard some inexplicable noises from the second floor. And then a moment after, the door in the living room started to move on its own. That's when she started recording. She shared the clip on Reddit afterwards and was looking for help. Let's check that out.
Okay, I don't know what is going on here. This Oh my god. Oh my god. No way. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. No way. No way. There's nobody here. There's nobody here. There is nobody here. This is insane. Oh my god.
Did you notice it? Let's check that again. A man is peeking down the staircase to the left. And no, apparently it was not another family member. She didn't notice it at first, only after watching the replay. Which is pretty weird, isn't it? So we can rule out an intruder, if it isn't a friend of hers. Maybe a paranormal incident. A man uploaded the following to Reddit. He states, "This photo was taken by my dad when he did a tour at the Whaley house about 3 years ago. For anyone who isn't familiar with the house, it's a popular tourist attraction that is believed to be haunted because of the many deaths that occurred on the property. The figure appears to be in the kitchen, which is separated from the room we were in by a window. No one is allowed in the kitchen for preservation purposes, including employees. We didn't notice the figure in the picture until we were done with the tour. There's just a window that connects the kitchen to the rest of the video. There's no doorway in there. The only doorway to get into the kitchen is the outside of the house, and it remains locked. What do you guys think? Do we have a ghost that is peeking from inside the kitchen here?" The next video was uploaded by user Heath1979, aka Heather. She posted this video after discovering something terrifying behind her daughter and her friend. She claims that the girls were the only two awake at this time and that everyone else was upstairs. She also says that paranormal activity has been happening in this house for a very long time and that they are even having a team of paranormal investigators coming to the house within the next weeks. Let's take a look at what they have captured.
This is my daughter and her friend. Please watch closely between them. No one else was up in my home.
Between the two girls, a shadow can be seen, moving very quickly behind them. The figure looks very human-like, however it is entirely dark and without any distinguishable features. Many viewers are saying that this is a shadow figure and are warning the homeowners not to engage with it, as these creatures mostly have bad intentions towards humans. Others are recommending sage or holy water. Do you believe these rituals are able to banish shadow figures, or are they too powerful? As mentioned earlier, the family will be having paranormal investigators check out the home, so hopefully we will have answers as to what was caught on camera that night very soon. The next video was shared by Emily Durkin, and it is quite the creepy one. The young woman was the last person in her office one evening and left the building after an exhausting day of work. Shortly before leaving, she saw something up in the window on the floor on which she was working and couldn't believe her eyes. She was absolutely sure that this had to be a ghost. I mean, what else could it be, given that nobody else was in the building anymore at that time? Could it be a weirdly placed item perhaps? Very doubtful. Maybe it was something from another realm visiting that night. The following is a recording that a user named IntRoller has captured while being on vacation with his family. He states, "My family and I were on vacation in DC and we went to the Manassas battlefield. We videotaped there, and later that day we were watching the tape and we noticed the woman dressed in white walking along the fence line. There were no reenactments going on that day, and we didn't see her there. If you look to the left of the house, you will see a small black fence with a marker that encloses the grave of Mrs. Henry, her daughter, and her son. The ghost is walking away from the graves to just an open field. We are convinced that this was a paranormal experience. Now let's take a look at that.
And they were firing toward the Union Brigade, Cannon Brigade, which is next to the old Henry house. No, Mrs. Henry, 84 years old, an invalid, in the house.
I'm certain that all of us can see the lady in white, but it is always hard to distinguish these recordings between just a regular person that was there at the time and something otherworldly, if we believe the uploader, and it was in fact nobody else around, which in my personal opinion I do believe, because you most certainly would notice another person there. Then he might have actually come across an apparition from another time period, perhaps visiting the grave of our loved ones, or just walking along a familiar path. What do you think? Could it be legit? This is a really short but interesting clip that was recorded by a young man. He stated that for the last several evenings he heard unusual noises stemming from the roof, and tonight it appeared that whatever was causing this was making it into his house. Sounds strange, right? He was standing in the hallway when he captured this creature with his cell phone. What are we looking at here? Is this some form of skinwalker? Or just a skid? This is another encounter that took place in an apartment at night. User, the Fox Cave, states that she noticed strange happenings all of a sudden, and that she thought she saw something odd in the living room while preparing some things in the kitchen. She grabbed her cell phone and started recording this incident. Now, what could she capture? What had this lounge chair moving on its own? Very curious. And this was the initial reason why she started filming. Maybe the floor was shaking a little. Very unlikely though. But what really caught her attention is a pair of glowing eyes coming from the sofa area. Now, one's first thought might be it's a cat, right? Apparently she didn't own one. Should that be the case? I can't really explain it. Now we want to take a look at the continuous haunting of Dino Nuggets, who seems to be living with a really scary shadow being in his home. He has captured this creature before on several occasions, and today he's making his way into the basement once more to tell this demon about some news. Let's take a look.
Heard glass break. There's nothing down there but my windows to break. I'm leaving the house, man. You're done. Catch me if you can. I'm leaving, man. Have it out now.
It is unknown to me if Dino is leaving this house for good, possibly moving into a bit more peaceful home. I'm sure nobody would fault him for that. However, this being seems not to be too happy with this decision. As he's bolting out of the basement after dropping his phone, we are being left with a glimpse of what was with him in the basement that night. The same shadow creature that we have seen before, no doubt about that. Now the question is, will this thing follow Dino into his new home? I guess we will have to wait and see. The following was sent by Tobias, and the story goes that the man who had captured it were on a trekking and caving trip that day. They had taken several photos, which is a normal thing to do for many people. On one of the images, however, something sinister appeared that went unnoticed till the friends returned home that night. A creepy face is visible behind one of the young men, and this person, or whatever it is, was not accounted for. What's interesting is that it appears to drain some kind of energy from the man in front. Or is it just a trail caused by the fast movement of this thing, perhaps? Another capture that cannot be easily explained, but it can cause nightmares if you ask me. The next video was sent by Brian. It was captured on a security camera that was overseeing a stretch of road in Bolivia, and for some reason it had captured the attention of one of the security guards that was on his shift one night this August. There seemed to be a person walking at night, but something wasn't right. What could he mean by that? Let's see. It tells us that this is a really weird capture, since people are normally not out on the streets that late during lockdown. And besides this being wearing a black jacket, it also seems to be suddenly stopping in its tracks, then standing there for a brief moment before proceeding to walk. It also looks like it's morphing between shapes, which looks quite unreal. What's your explanation for this? Just a camera glitch? Or did he capture something else here? I couldn't say.